Hey everybody, thanks so much for tuning in to part 3 of this video guitar course for beginners. Again, my name is Joel Herr, and I hope this course has been helpful and enjoyable so far to learn. And just a reminder, this course is designed for beginners or people who have no experience on the guitar, or maybe people who have gotten frustrated or stuck with learning the guitar. Now, one of the reasons I find students get stuck on their instrument is because they don't spend enough time working on some fundamentals and they want to jump ahead. So this is just a reminder to make sure you work on everything that we do for a week at a time. And the first thing we're going to do today is build upon one of the exercises that we've been doing, the finger exercise. And we're going to introduce one new thing with that exercise, and then we'll move on to some music. So the one new thing that we're going to be introducing with this finger exercise, it's what's known as alternate picking, or down-up picking. So literally, you're just going to be picking down and then up. Up until now, with this exercise, we've been basically just going down, 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 right? Now, instead of just doing all downs, what we're going to do now is we're going to go down, up, down, up. Okay, and then on the way back, you're going to go down, up, down, up. So what it should look like without stopping would be okay. Now, you might ask, why do we need to learn how to do that? Well, if you only do downs, if you think about it, you're not really being efficient with your movement, because for every note, you have to go down and then you have to move back up in order to get ready for the next one. So you're basically doing 2 moves for every note. Whereas if you do down-up picking, you can go 1 move for a note, then on the way back up, you can play another note. So you can play much faster. You see, whereas if I tried to do it all downs, you're having to really use a lot of wrist movement, okay? So you can play a lot faster and a lot smoother if you can do that. So the first thing you want to do is, because it's going to be hard for you at first to get this down. So the first thing I want you to do is just take a string. Don't even press anything. Just get used to this movement. Just do an open string, then go to the next string. You can go as slow as you need and go all 6 strings all the way to the top. Okay, get comfortable with all of them and then try going without stopping. Try going 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay. Once that starts getting comfortable, then add the notes to it. And again, go as slow as you need. Okay. So once you get comfortable with that and you go up all 6 strings, then you'll also do what we talked about last time, which was playing with the metronome. So you just set the click at whatever speed you've been practicing so far, and you practice it with the metronome. Okay, so now that we had some time to work on that technique with your alternate picking, now I'd like to show you a song that utilizes that technique in it. And that song is Sunshine of Your Love by Cream. It's a very, very famous song from the 60s, and it's a very famous guitar riff that really every guitar student should learn at some point. Now, that was actually one of the first guitar riffs that I learned when I was learning guitar. And it goes like this. Okay? You've probably heard that before, so let's jump in and learn it. Alright, so this song starts all the way up at the 12th fret of the guitar. Okay, so it's all the way up, so you can count all the way up. 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. And a lot of guitars will have 2 dots where that's at. Okay. So you're going to be on the 12th fret and you're going to be on the D string. Okay. D for dog. And you're going to use your ring finger on the 12th fret. So you should get this note. Okay. So what you're going to do is you're going to play on the D string. You're going to play that twice. And before I go any further, I'm going to say all of these notes we're going to play with a downstroke except for the very end. Okay. I'll tell you when to do an upstroke. So you're going to go, and then you're going to come down to the 10th fret on the same string, then back to the 12th. So you have 4 notes so far. So you have, okay. So once you have that down, you're going to jump over down to the A string, and you're going to play 12, 11, and 10. So you have this. Okay. Now, you'll notice as there are some spaces in the timing of that. Okay, so the rhythm, and you can listen to the original song too, just to get used to the rhythm, but it's 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1 and. Okay, so once you get that rhythm down, you're almost done. So you have, you're going to do a shift down with your ring finger, and now you're on the low E string, and you're going to do this. You're going to play the 10th fret, and then you're going to play the 8th fret on the A string. And then back to the E string, low E string at the 10th fret. So you have this. Now this is where I want you to do the down up. You're going to go down, up, down. Now what's tricky about that, that's harder than the exercise, is that you're having to do a down on the low E string and then an up on the A string. Okay, so that might take a moment for you to practice, just going. So you see what I'm doing? I'm just pressing open, so I'm not pressing anything, and I'm going down on the low E string, then up on the A string. Just practice that. Okay, so then once you get comfortable with that, you can go. So again, that's down, up, down. So really slow, we have. Okay. So that's the speed of the original. Now, that's plenty to work on, but if you want to go for a little bit of a challenge, if you listen to the song, it does that several times. Then it does everything the same way except for you move up a string. So you start on the G string now. So you go. And now you're on the A string. Do you see exactly what happened there? It was the same pattern, still on the 12th fret with your ring finger, but now on the G. Then you go to the D, then to the A. Okay, so now I'll play the whole thing one after another, just so you can hear how it sounds. Let's say you do that twice. Then switch. And that's it. That would be a great thing to work on really slowly, and then also with a metronome, set a speed that's comfortable. And then when you're comfortable with that, move up in speed and see if you can match the song eventually. All right, so now that you're on video number 3 with this video guitar course, you should start feeling your fingers getting more comfortable being on the strings and hopefully hurting a little less. And through the exercise, you should feel like you have more control of where your fingers need to be at the right time and also how your pick is working on the strings. Now, last time we introduced what are called chords, and we learned 2 chords. We learned the C chord, and we also learned the G chord. Okay, so for today, we're going to learn 2 new chords. And just so you guys know, we have one more video after this video. And in that final video, I'm going to teach you how to put all 4 of these chords as well as playing single notes together to play a song. So let's jump into these next 2 chords. So the first chord that we're going to learn today is what's known as the A minor chord. And that looks like this. And it sounds like this. Okay. So the first thing that we're going to do is we're going to compare it with a chord that we already know, which is the C chord. Okay. The reason is because the C chord and the A minor chord are almost the same, except for it's just this middle note between them that is different. Okay, so that's the first thing we're going to do is compare it with a chord that we already know. And that's a very important lesson when you're learning chords, is to always compare it with things that you already know. Look for similarities between chords. That makes learning them quicker, but also makes changing chords quicker because you can see what stays and what moves. So let's take the C chord first. This is a chord that you should already know. Just a reminder, it's the 2nd fret on the D string with your middle finger, then 1st fret on the B string with your index, and you're strumming from the D string on the side, on the right hand. So that should be clear. And then to make it an A minor chord, all you're going to do is add your ring finger in between those 2 fingers that you already have on the 2nd fret of the G string. So you have this note. Okay. And this one you're strumming from the A string. Okay. So all together will sound like this. So one good thing to practice is try going between C and A minor. Maybe even practice one at a time. Then go to A minor. And remember, A minor, you're going to start on the A string. The C chord, you're going to start on the D string. Okay, so that helps you remember, okay, the A minor is just like the C chord, except for you're adding one more finger. Okay, so that'd be a great thing to work on first, is just practice between C and A minor. Maybe set a beat. Okay, so maybe set like the metronome, whatever speed you want. So let's say you have the count like this: 1, 2, 3, 4. C, 2, 3, 4. Then add the finger. 2, 3, 4. Okay, if you can't do it that speed, just go a little slower. So the next thing we're going to learn is what's known as the F chord. And that looks like this. And it sounds like this. Now again, on the theme of comparing with chords you already know, let's go back to the C chord, for example. Now you'll notice that both of these chords, both the C and the F chord, as well as the A minor actually, your index finger stays here the whole time. So that's your index finger on the B string, 1st fret. Okay? And then for the F chord, the next one you're going to do is your middle finger on the 2nd fret of the G string. And then finally, your ring finger on the 3rd fret of the D string. So if you go one by one, starting on the D string, you're going to go. And then try them all. Okay. So now that you have that down, try practicing those 3 chords that we talked about today. So first a C chord. Add the finger to get an A minor. And then swap these two fingers around, and then the F. That already starts sounding like a song, doesn't it? So try going between each of them and do it again with a count. So set a metronome speed, whatever speed's comfortable. Okay, so let's say the speed's 1, 2, 3, 4. C chord, 2, 3, 4. Then A minor, 2, 3, 4. 2, 3, 4. Okay? So practice going between them with a steady beat when you get comfortable with it. And again, if you're practicing and you're hearing something that's like not clear, always stop and evaluate, okay, what's the problem? Are you using the tips of your fingers? Are you curving your fingers enough? Are you pressing hard enough? Always think about those things as you're working on stuff. And sometimes it's important to just let go of your fingers, just give your fingers a break. All right, so that's what you're going to work on for this week with your guitar practice. And you have one more week to get to the final video of this guitar course, which is going to set you up to play your first full song using chords. So I'm really excited for you to get to that point. So please keep working on your practice. Do your daily finger exercises. Practice your chords. So you have C, G, now you have A minor, and then you have F. And then you've also learned two cool songs. You've learned Seven Nation Army. You've learned Sunshine of Your Love. Okay, so you've worked on a lot of really good stuff. So keep up the good work and take it easy, take it slow, and most of all, have fun with it. I'll see you next week.